by its stream team.
A major focus of this project was determining the water quality of a particular segment along Indian Creek. We tested the temperature, pH, conductivity, nitrates, phosphates, and dissolved oxygen, which is what you see us doing in this horrible picture. We conducted the same tests a total of 4 times, twice in March and twice in April. To eliminate additional variables that could affect our results, testing began promptly at 4:15 every time, and strict testing procedures were followed. The data we collected were called a water quality index number. The overall water quality index takes all the tested parameters into account to give an idea of how healthy or how degraded water in a river or stream is. At our test site, our WQI was average for all but one test where it was bad. The average WQI for all 4 tests was 55, which falls in the average range. Today, our test site is surrounded by parking lots, restaurants, cars, lots, and car washes. As you can see, that is far from a cry that there was in 1800s. The amount of runoff is what inspired our community project.
Our community project is a rain garden. We decided to put a rain garden in our area because, as you can see, there are roads and parking lots all around it. So when it rains, all the salts, oils, and trash that are on the streets flow right into Indian Creek. So this is a really big problem. A rain garden will help catch most of this trash and runoff and will keep the water cleaner through the power of plants.
This is a design sketch of what our rain garden sign will look like to inform the public about the benefits of a rain garden and show how the current alternative endanger our fish and wildlife who feed on this stream, as well as affect our eating and recreational habits. Although you may not be able to read the text, we hope that you will visit our rain garden and see its impact on the ecosystem as well as the community. Our project site is frequented by many people that like to fish, some that like to swim, and others that like to use the trail nearby, sometimes with their pets. The rain garden is beneficial to these waters since its native plants have a deep root system that will filter the water, which will naturally find its way to the stream. We want to be advocates for and promote healthier urban waters and have a great impact in the community. Thank you for your time, City Council.
Okay, good, super.
Thank you.
We're the St. Elizabeth Stream Team, and I'm Catherine.
Eli.
I'm Ryan.
I'm Sharisa.
And I'm Sloan. First, we will be talking about our water test. We tested at Indian Creek. We tested many tests at our site. We tested them almost every Thursday in March and April. Some nights before we tested, it rained. Our water testing site is right behind a parking lot. We can conclude that trash and chemicals get into the water testing site. 2 of our times were average and 2 of them were bad. After we find out the average, we can conclude that this was one of the main reasons that the water testing was so bad.
So for our community project, we decided to paint storm drains to let people know that trash and different things can go into our storm drains, which lead to streams, oceans, rivers, and lakes. And these can hurt the organisms that live there. So we tried to inform people about that. And runoff can carry like lawn chemicals and pet waste and trash into the storm drains. So we did a community presentation at the farmers market and we at the Brookside Market, and we informed people about this and trying to pick up pet waste and litter and stuff like that. So,
thank you for listening to our presentation. I hope you learned something new.
Fantastic. Thank you. That's good.
Hi, I'm Eileen Harrington. Over the course of my time participating in Stream Team, I have learned many different things. During the Big Blue Bus Tour, I learned that there are many different parts of a river, and each part of the river can be impacted by civilization around it. I learned about the past and the present of the Blue River. What really impacted me was how civilization does affect the water that we need so much. It was a very meaningful trip. As a city kid, I learned what I could do to stop the pollution of the river that I use for so many things. When my group went water testing by Swope Park, it was meaningful because I saw up close and personal how bad the pollution has become. I learned how to water test, and I learned that I need to start helping the river. I use this water for many things. During the water testing, I realized just how much I actually use this water. It impacted me in a way that I want to help stop the river from being polluted. Last, my community presentation showed me how much our community cares for the river. Though the Knights of Columbus knew very little about the condition of the Blue River, it was fun to teach them what I know. I learned about how little the community actually knows about this dilemma and how much they want to know about the condition of our river. Thank you.
Hello, we are the St. Peter's Stream Team, and I am Olivia Powell.
I'm Eileen.
I'm Claire Faulkner.
I'm Ellie.
And Maddie Mills could not be here today. Our testing site was near an industrial area off of Manchester Traffic-Way and just downstream of the Kansas City Zoo. It was very difficult to make our way to the river because of the banks, which were very steep, many from erosion.
During water testing, we learned about how livable the water is for plants and animals and how humans affect the river. Different tests that we did included dissolved oxygen, water temperature, fecal coliform, pH, 5-day BOD, air temperature, nitrates, turbidity, and conductivity. For example, water temperature is simple but important because it relates to the livability for aquatic organisms that are vital to the sustainability of the stream. The results of our water testing were at the low end of average. Normally, these results would be rated as bad. The thing I will remember most about this experience is the water testing because I had a lot of fun with my team.
Seeing the serious condition of the water has made me realize we all need to keep our streams clean.
And simple everyday things we can do to help the river include picking up after our pets, throwing away our trash, and not washing our cars in the driveways. These are all small things we can do to help the river.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Eden.
And I'm Jack.
And Kanai and Andrew could not make it today. So we conducted our water testing in Corrington Park, and we did tests such as we tested for nitrate, phosphate, fecal coliform, and the turbidity of the water. And how we got down to our water testing site by that kind of concrete and rocky path, which was very hard to walk down, and that's us water testing and at our water testing site. Most of our water testing qualities were bad, and we had one average, and it was a low average. So we we had since our river was more downstream than the other our water testing site was more downstream than the other water testing sites. We got most of the waste and trash from the other water testing site when it flowed downstream. So we had a very dirty and unclean and very polluted water testing site.
For our community project, we worked at Blue Valley Park. We worked here because it was a nice compromise. It was a nice compromise for the hybrid team, and there was a lot of publicity because a lot of people would go fishing there, or just walk on like around the nice trees.